Welcome to another S&P 500 Trade Watch video. Today is July 7, 2022. We have a little bit less than 55 minutes before the closing bell, so I just thought give a little heads up on a video that I'm doing today on another trade on the SPY and also on the E-mini S&P 500. So I just kind of show you right now, this is the live chart of the 60-minute chart on the SPY here. And as you can see, it is having a quite strong day today. And here is the chart of the E-mini S&P 500. Got the market profile, the volume profile, and the tick chart here. So we're going to go to that in a little bit when the market is closed, and I show you some of the screenshot on the trade that I took on the micro ES. Basically, that was an overnight trade that I set up, but it got triggered as soon as after the opening bell this morning. And also the SPY, the trade that I took on the SPY today. So stay tuned. All right, the market is closed, and right now you're looking at the chart of the SPY. This is a 5-minute chart on the SPY here. And these are some of the levels that I have set up for the trade, this quick swing long trade. And if you notice on the open, it actually gap up. And you could see that this level here that I'm looking for a trigger long is 386.50. I took the trade here, and I'm going to tell you why I took the trade here in a moment. So when it first came up, and after the first 5 minutes, it actually got triggered. And I'm not going to chase this, so let it run and wait for the pullback. Because I want to see that price will hold above this level here before I enter a long. So you can see here, kind of zigzag, bouncing around here, and I entered right above here when it get above this 386.50 this time around. Okay, although it closed here, but it pulled back and closed below it. Now I want it to come back up. So once it come back up and got up above the 386.50, then I enter a long trade on the SPY. Then I set the stop. Essentially, I want to step it below so far the low of the day, which is the first 5-minute low. And I want to give it a little breathing room, so I took it down. And essentially, I gave it a 20 point on the cash index, the S&P 500. But for the SPY, it's 2 point, right, because it's 110 of the cash. Set the stop at 384.50. Basically, I'm trading this, this swing here and this high volume area here. And I'm going to show you that later on when we take a look at the chart that we saw on the weekend video when I talk about the SPY. And I'm going to scale half of the position at 388.50 and then the remaining position at 389.40. Now, typically what I do is when it get up here, hit this target level, then I will try to trail it up to see will I get any additional gain, and also mentally move the stop up because I want to lock in some of the gain. I don't want to give it back because right now when it get to this level here, it's more than one all profit. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I did not do that this time later on in this video. Okay, so that's basically the trade levels. These are the two target profit level. This is the trigger level, and this is the stop level. Now let's go and take a look at some of those screenshots that I took throughout the session. Here's a screenshot of the SPY here. This is where I enter. And right now it is, this screenshot is taken at 7:35 Pacific time. So plus 3 hours on there to get the East Coast time. That basically 10:35 in New York. Now here we see that the price is approaching my first scale out level at 388.50. And I'm going to look for an opportunity to front run this this level here. Right now it is 12:35 New York time. And here's the profile chart, the market profile for the ES as it approached the scale out level at 3902.50. So you got a little bit of a pull high here. And also notice that the price on this tick chart got a little spike up and a little bit of a cutoff in terms of volume. So that's the reason why I'm looking for the possibility of front running this level here a little bit. So you can see these level here that I set up for the ES. 3902.50 is the first scale, and the target is 3911.50. Basically, enter at 3882.50 with a stop 3862.50. And here's a screenshot of the intraday internals. Here you notice that the up-down volume ratio is 8.7 to 1 in favor of the up volume in the New York Stock Exchange, and 4.2 for the NASDAQ and 3 for the Russell 2000, all in favor of the up volume. And also notice that the advanced decline is near the 2000 level for the New York Stock Exchange, and 2429, 2429, more advancing issue than declining issue in the NASDAQ. And notice that quite a few are buy program versus sell program in the New York Stock Exchange, likewise in the NASDAQ. Now here's a screenshot that it actually hit the my first scale out level, and that is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in New York. You notice that this is where I was looking for front running this level here, and you see that it actually pulled back and spend a little bit more time before it pushes back up to take out this level here. So you can see that it came close to the daily rewrap and then bounces back, pushes back up toward this first scale out level and target. And here's a chart of the EELs with that first scale out level taking off. And you see that it pushes up here. So now we're basically looking for this target level to get hit at 3911.50. And here are the volume profile and the market profile chart. Here, the market profile came up and tagged this 3902.50, the first scale out level. It put in a clean high. And also notice this tick chart is moving up, although it's a little bit of a cutoff volume here. We'll see. You see this area here, remember there was a little bit of a cutoff when it hit here. Now it found acceptance because it filled in quite a few, volume in here, in this area here. So the prices here did find acceptance. Now it's pushing higher. And here's the latest internal after 2 o'clock. So right now the up-down volume ratio is 10.3 to 1 in the New York Stock Exchange. Went up to from 4 to 6 to 1, 6.44 to 1 for the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 respectively. Now the advanced decline holding pretty steady, so that's a good sign. Also got a little bit more buy program came in here on that push. Now we can see this profile chart is coming up. Remember, we are looking at this area here. If it come up and fill this single print, then we essentially will be tagging this target level at 3911.50. And here on this chart, it tagged the target 389.40 on the SPY. So what I'm going to do is essentially take my position off and close it out. Typically, I used to trail the stop and see would it go any higher and try to get to the next target level. But this time, I am not going to do that. I'm going to explain in a little bit more detail just a bit later. So here's the ES, and it hit that target level here, 3911.50. As you can see on the market profile, remember we were talking about filling the single print, and that will basically hit this target level here, 3911.50. You see the huge push here. I remember the last time there was a little volume here on this candle here. When it pushes up, notice how much volume came in doing this little bit, balancing, then make a surge back up and hit that target. And here's the intraday internals. Notice the up-down volume still holding up, 10.5 to 1 in the New York Stock Exchange. Now the NASDAQ came down a little bit, 4.8. Remember last time we looked at it, it was 6. And so did the Russell 2000, also came down. Before it was, I believe it was 6.4 or so. Right now it's 3.7. But the advanced decline is still holding up. As a matter of fact, it came up a little bit on the New York Stock Exchange. But again, we are still looking at some buy program and very little sell program. here's the chart that you saw in the weekend video on the S&P 500 Trade Watch video. Remember, we are essentially looking at this this area here, and one of the scenario was basically come up and if we get up to the zone here, then it pushes up and try to get into this expected range upper zone here. So right now, today, I'm essentially is trading this area here. Right, I'm essentially looking for the price to come up and get a bounce and pushes up to this high volume zone, the upper edge. Notice that there is a little bit of a low volume zone, and that's the reason why I do not want to trail and see could it get up to this zone and then work itself up, right? Because there's a good possibility that it could also come back in and then start retracing it. So instead, I would rather just go ahead and wait for the price. If it's going to move up into the zone, wait for the price to come up, then I will play this zone as a separate trade. Basically, re-enter the trade, take the trade off here, and I just skip a little bit of a potential gain here, but get a little bit of more higher probability trade by getting back, re-entering in this zone here to play for the upper edge. So that's the reason why I took that trade off when it came up and hit that target objective, instead of trailing it and trying to play for the next area, like this high volume. No, let's say, for example, there's a lot of volume here, then that would be a different situation. But right now, we're basically looking at a possibility of a break here, and it could, come back down, or it could go up like this. So there's an iffy area. So I would rather wait until price get into the zone and show me that it will try to retrace up to the edge of that zone. Same thing like the entry that we took here. Remember the entry here on the earlier 5-minute chart that we looked at. So there you have it. Basically, I just went to the trade that I took today, and purely based on this particular scenario that I have described in a weekend video. And you could go on my Twitter account and click on this tweet link in that tweet, in this tweet here, and it will bring you to that location of the video, and you could take a look at this scenario. And if you as a reminder, but if you have not seen the video, go and check it out. There's still a lot of good stuff in there talking about possible scenario and that sort of thing. So tomorrow there could be a little bit of a pullback in back into this area here. So we'll see, right? Anything is possible. And tomorrow is Friday, and it's OPEX. And also we have an employment report coming out. So be careful. I would rather just kind of wait until let the dust settle, or probably just be a spectator instead of speculator, and just watch the market trade to see how it's going to chop tomorrow. Because with the option expiration tomorrow, it could be a little bit choppy. So in any case, we basically just watch the chart and see, would it come up to this area, the upper range zone, and move to and then pull back going into the close, or would it basically just kind of pull back and chop around in the middle of the range and close it down here near the 385 area in this area. So good luck, and be sure to smash the thumbs up to help me promote this video. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.